What a difference a week makes. Since last Sunday night, the Padres have won 5 straight. They sweep the Pirates, and they do so convincingly on Sunday. Really remarkable game on Saturday. The way in which they won, they're heading for New York and Yankee Stadium to start a 3-game series, weather dependent, on Monday night. John and Jim with you here on the wrap-up show. We'll be with you for the next hour, so make your way in. Please subscribe. Year-on content for Padres fans. We're pushing 8,400 subscribers with your help, so if you have not yet subscribed, please do that. We get to 8,400 subscribers with your help here tonight. Please smash the like button for us. Follow us on X, at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super chats. If you want to support our work, support the channel, make sure we get your comment on screen. Just click that $ below the chat box. We'll get to every single super chat here tonight. Just click that $ below the chat box. If you want to become a member, get custom emojis and badges, you can do that as well by clicking the join button down below. 4-0 today. Stephen Kolek's first career start was a very good one. Padres got early offense, Jim. They sweep through the Pirates. They've won 5 straight. They have the second best record in baseball behind the Dodgers by a half game, and they're headed for Yankee Stadium tomorrow night.
We have to start with not this game, but last night. We have to start with what Fernando Tatis Jr. did in that 9th inning. Since we weren't on last night, since we didn't have a show, that was incredible to watch. It was as close to you'll see a baseball player taking over a game as you'll get. What he did in the 9th inning there, hustle double, steal third, steal home. They win the game 2-1.
Not steal home, but yes.
It was like ridiculous what he did last night. That's why what he brings to the table when he's healthy is something that you don't get from anybody else in the big leagues.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, that ball didn't even leave the batter's circle. The idea of even trying to score on a ball that gets away. And by the way, this is less than 24 hours after he leaves with this like basketball on his arm after getting hit by a pitch. You're right. The hit down the left field line off the bat, you're thinking single, he legs it out. He just takes third. They pay no attention. I think it was David Bednar. I mean, he took it easily. Mm-hmm. And then the first pitch with 2 outs after he struck out Manny Machado, the first pitch is in the dirt, but it really doesn't get away. I mean, I think it's maybe 6 feet outside the batter's box, and he's able to go 90 feet with the pitch being, again, kind of gathered by the catcher, maybe 6 feet outside the batter's box. That was a remarkable play. It reminded me of Tatis in 2019, honestly, Jim, when he first came up. He was doing things like that 6-7 years ago.
Well, he did the exact same thing in Pittsburgh, like in 2019. They even show the replay on the game today
when he tagged up on the infield fly.
Yeah, and that was incredible. In Pittsburgh. That was his rookie year.
Great point.
So yeah, now in Pittsburgh, he's got some pretty iconic moments in his career of just like plays that. How did he score? He did what?
Dude, you're so right. I mean, you're right. You have to start there. I mean, first of all, whoever was pitching yesterday for the Pirates was dealing. And then Machado takes him deep. He had retired, 12, 13 in a row. 1-0, it's late. It's the 7th inning. Machado takes him deep. Machado, by the way, is hitting 5 straight, had 3 hits today. So he's red hot. Xander Bogaerts has had 2 3 RBI games this week. So he's heated up. But you're right. They tied up in the manner in which they took the lead there with 2 outs in the 9th after a strikeout of Manny Machado for Tatis to score there. For the Padres to hold on and win it 2-1, that kind of is stealing a game. If you watch that game with them trailing most of the night, 1-0, to get that home run for Machado and then that, like you said, I mean, Tatis individual effort play like that all in the 9th inning, that was truly incredible.
Yeah, it really was. And to do it when, Xander's at the plate, there's 2 outs. Look, if he gets tagged out, then it's viewed as like, obviously not a smart play, but it worked. And I view it as like you took a risk there, but you also took a calculated risk.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a blind faith type of go. It was a calculated, all right, Xander's at the dish. There's 2 outs. He has not been good with runners in scoring position this year, even though, like you said, he's got 2 3 RBI games in the last week. He didn't have 2 all of last year.
Is that true?
Yeah, I heard either he had 2 all last year or 1 all last year. But
that's crazy.
I think they said on the broadcast, or I read that somewhere.
Amazing.
And so to me, when you're looking at that, it's a calculated risk that you're taking, and it's not just a whatever, like, my hair's on fire type of go. So I think that what Tatis did Saturday night, especially, like you said, after his
Hematoba
lead,
or whatever it was.
he's got a freaking baseball knot on his forearm there. And he comes in the next day, and the ninth inning was, I mean, Fernando just took over there, like a basketball player in the fourth quarter. It was just incredible to watch. It was just like, okay.
Yeah, and I think also you're right on, hey, there's two outs, and maybe it's actually worth the risk, and you're right on Xander, but I think it's all instinctual. I think it could have
Well,
been
yeah.
Manny in the batter's box with one out or Xander in the batter's box with two outs. I think once you get the right read, you just react to it, and I think it was simply that. It's like you said, I mean, nobody else in the Padres is going to do that. Nobody even has like the ability to do that. I mean, they've got some speed, guys like Lockridge or Wade. But if I'm Brandon Lockridge or Tyler Wade, I'm not risking probably making out there. But if I'm Fernando Tatis Jr., I do whatever the hell I want. And more often than not, it pays off with Tatis. I mean, he's made some really good base running decisions in his career. He's probably made some poor ones as well. But man, it was sensational. And
Well,
then the way they played today, just to cap it off, I mean, they just scored early, and Stephen Kolek was terrific. The bullpen was terrific, and the Pirates just had no shot today.
there was a play earlier this year, and you'll remember when
Yeah,
he
I
tried to
remember he
steal
was thrown
third,
out there. Yeah.
thrown at the third, and it was like, what are you doing? There's
Yeah.
two outs. Same situation type of thing, but you were already in scoring position, base hit, you're scoring
Yeah.
right there.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean, look, if he gets thrown out yesterday, or if the ball, bounces in a certain way and he gets tagged out at home, we might be having a different conversation about that play. Obviously it works, so everything's great, and Tatis is amazing. But it is still a risky play. I mean, it's so risky. I still will stand by, like, getting thrown out at third that one time a couple weeks ago was a bad base running play early on in that game. I think what made this play different to me was this wasn't like a 9-8 game where it was just, everybody in the lineup's playing well and hitting, and the offense was, clicking. It was a grinded out 1-1 game at that point in time. Like, runs were hard to come by in yesterday's game, and we're in the ninth inning. So with that being said, the calculated risk, even though, yes, I do, instinctual, everything like that, the risk he took, you could also boil it down to why it was a smart risk, because that game, you had nothing going on offense. I mean, you got there to the ninth inning, 1-1 game. Manny gets on the board there in the seventh. It wasn't an 8-7 game. It was a 1-1 game, and you weren't doing much offensively at all. So it's like, in that situation, all right, since we're doing nothing offensively, F it. I'm taking this risk here, and it turned out to be, working out for the Padres.
And I also think that if you're out there, you didn't lose the game.
Right.
It's not like Pittsburgh's offense is so prolific that your bullpen couldn't get a scoreless ninth there to send it to a 10th inning. It's not a 1-0 you're trailing, although maybe that would have been just as much of a reason to try it.
Right.
Trailing 1-0 if you couldn't score all night. But I think in a 1-1 game, what's the risk? You take the bat out of Xander's hands. I think you live with it, considering the reward, which is scoring, which is what they were able to do in that spot. Let's get to some of the super chats, guys. If you are here, please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. Should be a lot of people here live and on replay tonight, so please smash the like button for us. And thank you for the supers. We'll get to all of them tonight. Click the $ below the chat box. Thank you, Rocket, for the first super of the night. He says, vibes are back with the team, and we get Jackson back. Yeah, expect it to be the return of Jackson Merrill. We'll get into that tonight, of course, as well. Congrats on your Warriors dub, Jim. Steph owns the Rockets. The Warriors are moving on.
Never in doubt.
Never in doubt. You didn't text me earlier that they had no shot, did you?
No, I said, bro, this is over.
And it was.
Steph going into the game was 4-0 in his career in the postseason versus the Rockets. He wasn't losing to the Rockets here. Come on.
You weren't wrong. You weren't wrong. The idea that they're getting Jackson Merrill back, and the Padres have won 5 straight and are 21-6 with Luis Arraez playing this year. As they get healthier, it's encouraging. Their pitching has been absolutely sensational. Stephen Kolek is really encouraging. We'll get into that. What he did here today, obviously the competition stiffens in New York. The Yankees have been up and down here. They've played good, not great baseball. Rain is in the forecast throughout the week in New York, and I'm looking forward to the series. Yankees and Padres, good pitching matchups coming up that we'll get into as well. HBBBV, thank you, man, for the super. Says, where's baseball's classiest fan base at tonight? Right here, hanging out on the wrap-up show. I think he's talking about the Padres, hopefully.
Okay.
And then this from Andrew, who I believe is in South Korea. And thank you, Andrew, for watching from overseas. He says, how long until AJ gets a left fielder, a catcher? Well, it's kind of hard to be critical of the catching spot when Elias Diaz has hit as many home runs as like Manny Machado or Xander Bogaerts or basically anyone on this team other than Fernando Tatis Jr. Shoot Jackson Merrill, but he's missed all this time. So I don't know. I think the catcher thing, we'll see. And they called up Campy Jim. We haven't touched on that yet. He's walked like 100 times in 2 games. Every team's going to have a deficiency. It's still early. This team has the second best record in baseball. So I think AJ's built the roster pretty well to this point.
Yeah, they're 21-11. They righted the ship after that 3-8 stretch. They've won 5 in a row. Ariz gets back, everything's fine. That's great to see. And where was it last night? Yeah, I mean, Maldonado this year is hitting 229 on the season.
That's good.
Elias Diaz is hitting 226 on the year, but he's got 3 home runs and a 701 OPS. Like, you take that.
It's more than I would have expected.
No, I would have. I was, and look, it's still a long season, but like,
yep.
I think, and it's hard because of what happened last year with Higgy. Like, you get that type of offensive production and defensively what you got from Higgy last year. And there's no question about it. This is a downgrade. But if you can get just what you're getting out of the catchers right now with everybody else in the lineup contributing, I mean, yes, it's a downgrade from what you got from Higgy last year overall, but I think you have to take it. And I'm surprised they did bring up Campusano, but I like it. I like that they said that they need a bat and they put him in the lineup as a DH. And so, yeah, I mean, I like that move there. And then we'll see the move for Jackson Merrill tomorrow. Might be Brandon Lockridge going down, I would assume, unless they put down Campy again. Brandon Lockridge, by the way, he had a great play throwing out a runner at home. I mean,
that we saw on Saturday. Terrific play.
So I think
I don't think it's going to be Lockridge.
Then who is it? Oscar
I think
Gonzalez?
It's going to be that, or when's the next time you need a 5th starter? Why not send Kolek down and then call hard up the next time you need a 5th? I mean, maybe that's not fair to Kolek.
Hey, man,
can you do pitcher can you do that? You can. Because the only rule is you can only have so many pitchers on your active roster. You can only have 13 active pitchers.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering why not just, I'm just speaking maybe out of turn. Why not just send Kolek down? You're off Thursday, theoretically. I don't even know if you need a 5th starter on this road trip. But even if you do, can't you just send Kolek down and then just call hard up in 4 days and figure it out then, potentially?
Maybe. I loved what I saw from Stephen Kolek today. Like,
I mean, how can't you? I mean, he was first ever start.
An 8-pitch first inning. I think it was an 8-pitch first inning. Right?
Something like that, yeah.
Pitch, yeah. He threw 84 pitches today in 5 1/3. Like, that's pretty good for him. And I think that was also a career high as well. Pitches thrown in a game.
I would think so. It's his first start.
Yeah, I think his career high, it's not 84. So
yeah, it's a big number.
He was fantastic today. And he deserves another opportunity for sure in this rotation. And he's going to get it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. It's a long, I'm with you. I mean, maybe he stays, maybe it's Oscar Gonzalez to your point. Maybe it's Brandon Lockridge. The Lockridge thing would kind of surprise me that misses 3 weeks due to a hammy, calls up and then sent down. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but it's a good point because you're going to have a move for Merrill tomorrow. Yeah, maybe it's Gonzalez. I don't know what that move's going to be, but I know they're getting better in theory by getting Jackson Merrill back. Yeah, it's just, I mean, again, it's one thing to beat bad teams. It's another thing to sweep them. I mean, they've done that now to Colorado. They've done that now at Pittsburgh. I know they didn't play well against Tampa. That's fair.
Yeah.
But they've been really good against teams under 500 this year, like outstanding against teams under 500. And that includes Pittsburgh. Now they'll play a good team in the Yankees on the road. But again, road sweeps should be hard to come by. And I know it's Pittsburgh, but they were still winning. I mean, they came into the series 12-19. They weren't getting swept by everyone. So they made Pittsburgh look awful in this series, and that's a credit to the Padres.
Their 8th shutout of the season.
Incredible.
We are only on May 4th. Their 8th shutout of the year.
Incredible.
And I just want to say this real quick. So I saw a little bit of this today on social media. It's not a majority opinion, but it's still, I feel like people think this. They just beat the Pirates. Like beat a real team. Or the sense of like, I wish, like, I want to see Cole against an actual major league team. The Pirates are an actual major league team. All right. The Rockies are an actual major league team. Do they suck? Yeah. But guess what? They're big leaguers. So when they sweep the Rockies, when they sweep the Pirates, why are we poo-pooing that? Why? You should be celebrating that. Celebrating the fact that they beat lesser teams. Not only did they beat lesser teams, they swept lesser teams. You know how long it's been since the Padres were able to do that? Where they could go into series against lesser teams like the Rockies and the Pirates and not only win those series, but sweep them. So anybody out there that I see on social media talking about, it's just the Pirates, go beat a real major league team. They are a real major league team. Stop your whining. Celebrate the fact they got a sweep. I don't care who they're playing. These are major league baseball players. Okay. The fact that you went into the Rockies or came out of the Rocky series saying, it's just the Rockies. They were historically good in that series. They shut them out for, I think, all 3 games or two of the 3 games. Or
all 3.
All 3. They shut them out. Show me the last time the Rockies were shut out in 3 straight games in the last, month.
I don't know if it's ever happened in Rockies franchise history.
The only time it was against the Padres. So do not be that person who poo-poos the Padres sweeping bad teams, okay? Instead, celebrate it, because this is not something that happens every other week when the Padres play bad teams. So stop your whining about that. Celebrate them sweeping a Major League Baseball team, and we move on to the Yankees series.
I think that's fair. I mean, I'm not seeing it in the chat, but I'm sure we could find it on social media.
It's not in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say this. They're 12-8 against teams over 500. So they've played 20 of their 33 games against teams over 500. That's a huge percentage of games. They have a better winning percentage against teams over 500 than the Dodgers. Plus, they played way more games against teams over 500 than the Dodgers. Dodgers are 7-6. The Padres are 12-8. So It's not about schedule. Plus, while Pittsburgh's offense hasn't been good, there are hitters in their lineup I would take in 1 second. O'Neal Cruz, Ryan Reynolds. I know Andrew McCutchen's old, but don't tell me he can't hit. Adam Frazier, I don't think he can hit either. I get the point. Keep Brian Hayes. Like, it's not – their offense hasn't been good, but it's not anemic. It's not pathetic. There's hitters in that lineup that are good, including O'Neal Cruz. So, I agree with your sentiment there. Brando's Modern Life, thank you for the super chat. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. We have 400 of you here live right now. Please subscribe here on Content for You. Let's get to 8,400 subscribers tonight with your help. Smash the like button. And thank you for the super chats. Just click that $ below the chat box. We'll get to all of them. Padres sweep the Pirates. Vibes are good. Yankees on deck coming Monday night at 4:05 Pacific. He says, I've learned to appreciate Croney in his absence. I don't know how, fair that is overall. I'm looking at Iglesias. He's down to 253. I get it. We've been watching. I think Croney's a good player. I think he, can be a good player. I think Iglesias is a good player. I think Cronenworth has more power, obviously, than Iglesias. But, I think it'll be good to get Jake Cronenworth back. But I don't think it's been glaring over the last couple of weeks with him out.
I think, if anything, what you get with Iglesias that you might not get with Jake is defensively, I might take Iglesias over Cronenworth. So, I mean, if you're going to trade off something like, okay, you're not going to get the power at all with Iglesias, like you would get from Jake, but defensively, it might be viewed as an upgrade there. And I mean, Iglesias is a professional hitter. He's not like he's some scrub, you know. He might be in a little bit of a rut right now, but I think he has put together some good at bats where you feel confident with him at the plate to, get the job done or at least give you good at bats. And plus, when you look at his stats against lefties, just historically, like he last year hitting over 400 against lefties. I don't know exactly what he's hitting this year off lefties, but again, yeah, I think defensively, you're definitely not losing anything there when Jake's out, and if anything, you're probably gaining a little something there defensively with Jose Iglesias in the lineup.
I do love the idea of that platoon. They haven't done it with Cronenworth over the years, really, even when he struggled against left-handed pitching. It looks like
Iglesias this year is
Iglesias,
hitting 273 against lefties with a
yeah,
759 OPS. Not the
yeah.
best in the world, but
No, he hit 400 last year. And
right.
again, the sample sizes are still small when you talk about just one side a month into the season. But yeah, I mean, he can hit left-handed pitching. He's proven that throughout his career. All right, we're going to get back to it in a moment. We do want to thank our title sponsor here. Can't do this without everyone that's with us tonight in the chat. Can't do it without our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz, either. If you have any insurance need, get in contact with Mark. He's been with us since day one on the wrap-up show. I've got 3 insurance policies through Mark, a homeowner's, a life, and earthquake insurance policy. If you ever need him, trust me, he will be there for you. He's got great service and communication. I had to file a claim on my place in 2022. He took care of everything, saved us thousands of dollars, so much time as well. He does auto, home, renter's life, whatever it is. Click the link in the description down below. He's a native San Diegan, a lifelong Padres fan, supports this channel. If you support our channel, click the link in the description down below. Get free quotes online. Get free quotes by calling Mark. We'll talk to you about the Padres as well. Thank you for your longtime support, Mark Nimitz of the Wrap-Up Show.
All his information is on that ticker on the screen below. mnimitz at farmersagent.com is his email address. Reach out to Mark. Let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
All right, so we mentioned the fact that the Padres are going to New York. They're coming off this sweep. I'm encouraged by Manny Machado. I know he's hit 3 home runs, but I'm just encouraged by the way he's playing defensively. By the way, in this series, he had to have 3 good, if not better than good, defensive plays over the last 2 days. It might have been 4. Offensively, 3 more hits today. Homers yesterday, a meaningful home run. How many times have you heard over the years about Manny? He does it in 4-run deficits or 4-run lead spots, not yesterday. 3 more hits today. We'll talk about Xander as well, because it has been a good week for Xander, just because of the productivity, right? It's not that he's hitting 5 or 6 consecutive games. He hasn't, but he's had 2 meaningful games. If you give me 2 meaningful games per week from Xander Bogaerts, that's a huge upgrade over where he's been, obviously, in his Padres career. But Manny Machado, Jim's hitting 295 with an 819 OPS. That's a really nice start, about 20% of the way through the season for Manny Machado. We know that power is going to come, and he's going to hit his 28 to 32 home runs eventually.
So, Manny in this 5-game winning streak, before the 5-game winning streak, he was in a rut. He in that 11-game stretch there, he was not hitting. He was just defensively has always been good, obviously this year, but he wasn't hitting. In the 5-game winning streak, John, he is he's 8 for 19 with a double, a homer, and 3 RBIs.
It's good.
So he has turned it on in the last week. As the saying goes, as Manny goes, the team goes. And Manny, the last 5 games has been really good. He has hit safely in all 5 games, the 3 hits today, the big home run last night. It's just no coincidence when Manny's hitting, feels like the rest of the team kind of rallies around him there.
I agree with that. I also think it's not a coincidence that Arise has made the team better, and I don't think it's going to be a coincidence that Jackson Merrill should make the lineup better. Now, they're not going to win like this. They're not going to win 5 straight all the time. They're not going to sweep every series, obviously. I'm curious to see what it looks like this week at Yankee Stadium. I really am. Against a good team. It's good pitching matchups the entire series, by and large, including Max Fried, I think, pitches on Wednesday. 6-0 this year with a 1, like a true 1 ERA for the Yankees. And, of course, Aaron Judge has gotten off to this ridiculous start once again for the New York Yankees. So, yeah, the competition's stiffening, but Jackson Merrill's returning, which makes it – I mean, it's already must-watch. It's Padres-Yankees. You get it once a year. for 3 games. Last year it was Jim's wedding in San
Yeah, I
Diego at
might have
Petco
missed that
Park.
series last year.
And this year it is at Yankee Stadium in early May, and it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I mean, that's must watch when your team plays the New York Yankees, and it's 2 good teams. And Jackson Merrill returns, so that's awesome early season theater coming up.
Well, what's also really cool is, again, long year left, but you potentially are seeing in this series, potentially, the American League and National League MVP squaring off in Judge and
Good,
Tatis.
good call.
Judge, unless he just goes into a slump where he gets hurt, like he's gonna win the MVP in the American League. Already, it's like he's minus 7,000 to win the American League MVP. Tatis, he's doing things that definitely will put him in the MVP conversation, as long as he just stays healthy and the Padres are good. And so, yeah, that's a star-studded matchup the next 3 days in New York. Tatis facing off against Aaron Judge. Yeah, Aaron Judge is unreal right now. I mean, his numbers it's like video game numbers. They're ridiculous.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. There's probably some like Otani rules for Judge. Like,
Dude,
if
he's
you
hitting
don't want to deal with him,
he's hitting 423 with 11 homers, 33 RBIs, and he has a 1287 OPS and 130 at bats this year.
and an on base percentage well over 500. Yeah, I mean, again, I don't care who you have, and this pitching staff's been really good with the Pavettas and the Kings, but you still got to be careful. Like, there's no reason to face him unless you have to face him, and you just got to be so cautious. And you're going to get burned at some point in the series by Judge. But yeah, I mean, again, hopefully he cools off, but he hasn't cooled off as of yet. 423 and 100 something at bats. That's unbelievable. That's really unbelievable that he's been able to do it for that long. That's crazy. I mean, for a power hitter to hit 400 for 30 plus games is like that. That alone is unheard of.
Yeah, Judge is a Hall of Famer to you, right? Or like on his way to Hall of Fame.
We had that conversation. I mean, I think he's kind of like stopped playing Hall of Famer. I mean, that's probably arguable, but I don't think there's any question he'll be a Hall of Famer when his career is over. I think you could argue he's close to Hall of Famer today. There's no question when his career is over, he'll be a Hall of Famer.
All right, say he wins the MVP again this year. That's 3 MVPs in his career. He will end up making, double-digit All-Star appearances.
Right.
You would think in his career he'll win at least maybe one World Series being on the Yankees, but who knows? He is 33 years old. He has 326 lifetime career home runs. You would think, okay, 450. I mean, he's going to put up big numbers, right? Say it's 55 home runs this year. That means he has another 44 home runs this season. So then he's up to 370 for his career.
Yeah, one more year is over 400 easy.
Okay, he'll get to 500.
I mean, he could get to 600, but he'll get to 500, yes.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. I mean, his trajectory / career path / I mean, he won a national championship at Fresno State, if people remember. They won that in the Mountain West. And then Yankee farmhand, he was kind of a slow, like, it didn't pop immediately. If he followed his career, he was a bit of a late bloomer. Yet he has still hit these 326 home runs. He didn't make his major league debut, Jim, until he was 24. Like, that's crazy to me. Aaron Judge was hitting 423 this year for the Yankees. Didn't make his major league debut until he was 24. How old was Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Like
19?
25?
No, I'm saying how old was Tatis when he made his debut?
Oh, like 19.
Yeah, Merrill was 20. And Judge was 24. I mean, it just kind of puts – so, and I play college baseball, but it puts some of it in perspective.
If you remember, Judge was awful.
I do remember.
Like, Judge was awful. So, if I'm looking here at his stats here, all right, he came up 2016, small sample size, but he hit 179 in 27 games.
Yep.
And then, 2017, then he just freaking popped. 52 home runs in his, I guess, rookie year. Easy rookie of the year. Did he win MVP that season? No, he didn't, right?
I don't have it in front of me. But,
he might have.
Did he?
Maybe. But again, I think his rookie season, okay, 52 home runs. And then he followed that up in 2018 and 2019 with some really down years, but he also was injured. So he only played 112 and 102 games, 27 and 27 home runs, and then COVID in 2020. And then since 2021, he's been the best hitter in the American League.
It's been unbelievable.
And in baseball, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him coming up when he was in AAA with Scranton. I'm looking at this now. In 2015, I was still in AAA. In 2015 at Scranton, he hit 224 with a 681 OPS.
Yeah, he was
In
awful in the
AAA.
minors. Yeah.
As a 23-year-old, he repeated the level in 2016 before he got called up. He hit 270 with an 850 OPS. I mean, nothing told you he was going to be a career 1,000 OPS hitter in the major leagues. Now, people used to say this guy's got like gargantuan power, like he's a future Reggie Jackson, and people kind of balked at that a little bit in the minor leagues because he didn't fully show it. But man, as he showed it since really breaking through.
Yep.
Like you said, it's like a 25-year-old in the major leagues. James, thank you so much, man, for the super chat. Appreciate you guys. Please subscribe if you are here, and thank you for the supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Like James, who says, how much damage will Grisham do against us? I'd kind of forgotten about Trent Grisham.
Have you seen his season so far?
I've seen some of it. It's been a lot better than it was previously, right?
Yeah. So let me just pull it up here. Shit. Let me just do this. Where is it here? The heck are the New York Yankees? Oh, there we are. New York Yankees. The frick is Grisham? Here we go. Trent Grisham this year, John, sitting 296 with 8 homers, 15 RBIs, and a 979 OPS.
The same Trent Grisham that last year had like no plate appearances for the Yankees?
Yeah, last year
190.
Yeah. Now he only has had 81 plate appearances this season, or 81 at bats, excuse me. He had 179 total last year.
That's crazy. So obviously they will never play him against left-handed pitching,
which is obviously
yeah,
smart. I mean,
yeah.
They're like
wow,
trying to maximize everything they possibly can on Trent Grisham from a matchup standpoint.
Trent Grisham is only 28, Jim.
That's crazy.
That's bizarre. He's 28. He's actually at 78 major league home runs. That actually surprises me. I mean, he just got worse every year here and did nothing for the Yankees last year. He had stayed on the big league roster all year. And now I guess it's had a good month, to your point. So I guess to James's point, he could hurt the Padres potentially this upcoming series. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
You know, oops. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the series. Beginning tomorrow, 3 night games, I think, and then the Padres have an off day Thursday.
It's the weather in New York.
In Colorado. It's supposed to be raining.
Shocker. Tomorrow, 90% chance of rain. Tuesday, 90% chance of rain, and Wednesday, 60% chance of rain.
So they might have one of those. There could be a doubleheader in there, and there's certainly going to be a tar pull or two.
There is rain expected all day tomorrow. And then Tuesday, there's rain expected like between like 9:30 and like 3:30. So they can get Tuesday's game in, but tomorrow might be a problem.
I just looked up New York weather, and it's 6 straight cloud with rain emojis.
Yeah, exactly.
6 straight: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And by the way, it's still cool. I mean, Monday's a high of 63,
right.
A little bit like San Diego. So yeah, again, we'll see if they get tomorrow's game in, or if they end up playing 2 at some point later in the series. But yeah, I mean, to your point, it doesn't look like the weather's that conducive to playing tomorrow. But we'll see if that changes over the course of the day or not.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of Padres fans that, are either in New York or in the East or are planning to make the trip to see Padres Yankees. My guess is there's a couple thousand Padres fans that would be there. The Yankee Stadium. There's probably a lot of San Diegans that are in New York City, just in general, or Padres fans that are in New York City. So hopefully they'll get those games in beginning tomorrow night. We do want to remind you. Yeah.
If they happen to, have a couple rain delays, we're okay with it.
Yeah. They don't need to start at 4:05. To your point,
No,
they can wait that out a little bit.
6:05 is fine.
It'd be much better. Guys, we do want to remind you about our friends over at SeatGeek. If you use that promo code PODSWRAP, you're going to get $20 off your first SeatGeek order of $50 or more. So make sure to take advantage of that. There are some great upcoming games coming on, obviously, for the Padres at Petco. When they get back home, you see there on screen right there. You can get tickets for the upcoming Dodgers series as well. But again, we've come through for you guys. You can use promo code PODSWRAP, $20 off your tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with promo code PODSWRAP. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. We thank you, SeatGeek, for that. Whether it is Padres games coming up or SDFC, Breeders' Cup, concerts. I saw Shakira on there. Take $20 off your first order, no matter what it is, with our friends at SeatGeek. Make sure to click that link in the description down below.
So I'm opening the SeatGeek app right now. Just open the SeatGeek app on your phone, and then look, Padres right there. Use our promo code PODSWRAP when scrolling. It will let you know exactly the type of ticket you are getting. They give a scale. They rate it from 1 to 10, knowing if it's a good deal. Good deal means green. Obviously, bad deal means red. So look for the good deals. Look for the green. Look for the 10 out of 10 amazing deals. Use our promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek right now.
All right. Good stuff. All right, John and Jim with you here on the wrap-up show. Padres sweep the Pirates. The story, once again, Jim, we haven't touched a ton on it. Their bullpen has been incredible. Once again, was here today after Kolek went to 5 1/3 innings, the final 3 2/3 innings. You look at what the bullpen did yesterday as well. You look at the way the Padres win games. They've won it on the backs of their bullpen. I mean, the starting pitching has been really good. Obviously, the Pavettas, the Kings. Today, someone like Stephen Kolek. Randy Vasquez issued 5 walks, I want to say, yesterday. But still got out of some jams, including a bases loaded spot or two. But let's not kid ourselves. I mean, this bullpen for 33 games has been as good as any bullpen in baseball. As good as any bullpen in baseball. And if that continues to be a trend, the Padres are going to be in this thing all season long.
Listen to these numbers, all right? This was coming into today's game, okay? Their ERA on the year as a bullpen, 1.8. That ranks first in baseball. Crazy. Their whip as a bullpen, 0.97. That ranks first in baseball. Saves, 14. That ranks first in baseball. And opponent's batting average, 180. That ranks first in baseball. It is the best bullpen in baseball. You watch it with your own two eyes. You can see it. We can see it. They have been lights out all year long, including today too. So yeah, those numbers only went down, by the way, after today's game.
Oh, good point. Yeah. 3 2/3 scoreless innings. Yeah, I mean, like if there's like I'm trying to think about this team where they are right now. Like you take the step back. All right, they're 10 games over. They're getting Merrill back. They have among the best records in baseball. You just mentioned the bullpen ERA. You know, if there was a box they needed to check, maybe it's play well on the road. They came into the series 5-7 on the road. I mean, again, that's a small sample. They're going to play 81 times on the road. They were 5-7 coming in. They're now 8-7.
Yeah.
And they've got 6 more games on this trip with the Yankees and the Rockies coming up. We said 5-4 is a good trip because they had struggled on the road, and that's a winning record. And that is probably a decent trip. But now that you're 3-0 on the road and you have the Rockies still to come, I mean, you could conceivably win 6 or more games on this road trip. You go 1-2 at Yankee Stadium and 2-1 at Coors, and you've won 6 games. So you could win more than 6 games if everything broke perfectly for the Padres over the next week.
Yeah, their road record this year, I'm not expecting them to be a dominant road team. But I do feel like they can be a team on the road that wins 42, 43, 44 games. I mean, tops, right? And that's plenty enough when you play as well as you do at home. And when you play as well as you do at home, like they have this year, I mean, if they continue this, that's 50 plus wins, win 44-ish on the road. I mean, you're sitting in the middle of 90 right there.
Yep.
Like
It's a lot of wins.
that's where I see this team heading this season. And even if they do 49 wins at home, but 43 road wins, there's 92 wins right there. Yeah. So like the road record is what, 8-7 now?
Yep.
8-7. They took care of business here in Pittsburgh. You take care of business in Colorado over the weekend. You take 2 or 3 from the Yankees here. It's like, yeah, that road record is going to look better and better. But I'm not. You never want to be like they have to play 620 ball on the road. Like this is not realistic. You play 530 ball on the road. That's pretty good. And then you have a 590 win percentage at home. You're making the postseason.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You have the strategy right. You don't have to be perfect on the road. They've had some good records on the road in recent years, including last year. They got off to a slower start at home. So they're fully capable of, to your point, I'm with you. I'm not expecting, they're going to win 50 games on the road because they're going to win 50 games at home. If that's not how it works.
Right.
And there's going to be, not every series is going to be obviously the Pirates on the road. They're going to play 2 series at Yankee, or excuse me, at Dodger Stadium and 2 series at Oracle and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll see. But again, they got a chance maybe to win 6 games on this road trip. I think that's very realistic at this point. I mean, I think they go into this Yankee Stadium series expecting to win this series against the Yankees. We'll see if that's the case or not, but they're fully capable of doing it. They've lined up their pitching, by the way, for this series to potentially do it. We're still waiting on Dylan Cease. Like that's certainly someone we're waiting on. When you think about like first world issues for a 21-11 team, Dylan Cease is one of those issues for the Padres, who went 7 starts, has an ERA near 6 this year, and has only gone 6 innings one time. So I'm waiting on Cease, but I also know, Jim, that October isn't tomorrow, and they probably have time to wait on Cease.
Yeah, he's the one person in their rotation so far this year that just hasn't pitched consistently. I mean, I could argue Randy Vasquez has been more consistent pitcher this year than Dylan Cease, even though Randy Vasquez is a guy that walks the world. But I mean, Dylan Cease has had those issues in his past before too. But yeah, he's kind of just, you're right. He's like the one piece, right, of the rotation so far that has not really showed up in a consistent manner this season. And I do believe it will come. It will come. He'll have a stretch where he has 7 consecutive starts where it's like 7 straight starts of 7 innings and 2 hits or less, or something crazy like that.
Right.
Maybe that's an extreme, but we're going to get a part of this season where he puts together a stretch where he is unhittable, basically. I believe that. I just don't know when it's going to come. But I believe that's going to come.
I agree. I do. I completely agree with that. Our buddy Jeff asking about Darvish. We talk to Kevin Acee about this each and every week. I mean, it's a slow process. It doesn't sound like it's within the next week or 2. Maybe it's in the next month. That would be early June. Maybe it's before that. Maybe it's late May. He's been throwing longer bullpens, like 35 pitch bullpens. But I don't think we're anywhere close on Darvish, and I don't think it's overly concerning either. I'd rather get Cease right, to Jim's point. Like maybe he's got a 5-start stretch in him where he goes 6 innings in 5 consecutive starts, and the last 2 runs or less. Again, I think with someone like Cease and Darvish, I'm thinking more about the second half of the year, seeing some of their best baseball. Like for this team to reach its potential, we want Cease's best later. We need Darvish healthy later. Because you know what? Without Darvish, they're 21-11. So I say take your time on you, Darvish. He did not throw a ton of innings last year. So you want to maximize those innings potentially in the second half of the year, and hopefully can stay healthy in the second half of the year.
They're actually 22-11.
Are they 22-11? You said 21, so I went with it. They're 22-11.
Oh, my bad. They're 22-11.
Come on, man.
I was looking at yesterday's box score.
I know I do that too. I might have been doing
21-11, but they're 22-11.
The only team with a better record is the Dodgers by a half game, 23-11. They played 1 more game. So the Padres have a game in hand, and then 1 game behind San Diego is San Francisco at 22-13.
The freaking National League West, dude.
It's crazy.
23-11, 22-11, 22-13, and then 18-16 with the Rockies.
18-16 is 5 games out.
I know.
And the Rockies, like your season's over.
Oh yeah, their season is.
I mean, it was over when it started.
Isn't that wild? They're 34 games into their 162 game year, and their season is officially over.
It's unbelievable. I just look at the National League, though. I mean, the Mets have been terrific. Atlanta's played better. Philadelphia's been good. Cubs have been terrific. Reds have been okay. It's kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like what we thought. Although I don't know if we thought San Francisco would get off to this type of start, or truthfully, San Diego. Did anyone think 22-11 to start the year? I mean, that's a terrific start. That's one of the best starts in the history of the franchise through 33 games. But
Yeah.
it's the teams. I mean, it's the teams you'd expect. It's not like you're seeing Miami pop up or Washington or St. Louis or Pittsburgh. It's kind of the teams you expected to potentially be in the fold that maybe will be in the fold after a month.
How about your Sacramento? Don't call me Oakland A's. They're 19-16 on the season
In the American League. Yeah.
They've
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Detroit Tigers 22-13 on the year. The Cleveland Guardians 20-14 on the season. So
how about the Yankees?
Padres have played some good teams this year so far, guys.
12-8 against teams over 500. The Yankees are the only team over 500 in the AL East at 19-15. There's no other team in the AL East over 500. Boston's 18-18. Tampa's played better here recently after sweeping the Padres. They're 16-18. But how about Baltimore? I mean, Baltimore's been one of the better teams in baseball the last 2 years. They're 13-20 to start the year. Now, again, that doesn't define a season. There have been teams to dig out of 13-20. Houston last year, the Nationals when they won a World Series. So it's too early to write a team like Baltimore off, but it's not too early to write a team like Colorado off. They're done. Richard, thank you, man, for the super chat. Thank you guys for hanging out. Please subscribe if you are here. We're trying to get to 8,400 subscribers with your help. So please subscribe. We have year-round content for you.
We're 30 away.
30 subscribers away. We're at 8370. Please take a moment if you're here live or on replay and just subscribe for the wrap-up show. We appreciate it. Also, vote for us. Best of UT Readers Poll. It's pinned in the live chat while you're watching. If you wouldn't mind taking 30 seconds to vote for us for the best sports talk show in San Diego, please click that link pinned at the top of the live chat. Richard says, maybe it's good LA and San Diego don't see each other until June. Want both to be fully healthy when they face off. Best current match in Major League Baseball at this moment. I don't know if the Dodgers will be fully healthy. I don't know if the Padres will be fully healthy because nobody can predict the future. But that's an interesting take, Jim, that if they would have met, like, let's say, the last week of April, you would have had their rotation on the sideline and you would have had the Padres lineup, like Luis Ariz and Jackson Merrill, potentially on the sideline.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the schedule, it lines up with what Kevin Acey's told us about Darvish and his timeline. Like Darvish is like that second week of June is kind of like when they're looking at Darvish returning, and that's when they face the Yankees, and you'll get Merrill back. Hopefully he stays healthy, and you get Cronenworth back. So Padres could be healthier than the Dodgers by that time if everything stays status quo, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just so hard to know, man. You watch these games, and then like Fernando Tatis Jr. gets hit in the arm. And he said, we didn't even talk about this. He said that night that he thought when he got hit, he was out for the year. When he watched the way his arm swelled up, he thought he'd be out for the year. He played the next day and was the reason why they won the game.
I know. Incredible.
So there's an unpredictability that goes along with it. I mean, truly there is. And we talk about players being injury prone, and some of that can be true, but you can't do anything about getting hit. If they hit you in the wrist and you break your wrist, what are you supposed to do? Not get hit in the wrist? Like, okay.
Nothing. There's nothing you can do.
Right. Or like comebackers, back up the man. There's just certain things you can't prevent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully the Padres can stay healthy, but it feels as if they're getting healthier. Jim, can you show off your MOVA Globe? I'm on remote, so to speak, but I do want to pull up the MOVA Globe website. It's a terrific company. As we've told you about, use promo code PWS10, get 10% off these puppies. They have all 30 teams officially licensed. They spin automatically with artificial or natural light. It's officially licensed through Major League Baseball. You can shop all 30 teams right now. And again, get 10% off with promo code PWS10. Of course, you can pick up the Padres, but maybe you've got a friend or a family member that likes the Twins or the Brewers or the Angels or whomever. You can pick them up. It is the perfect gift for the person that has it all. and the baseball fan that has it all. Great birthday gift idea. Great for a home or work office. Your family's going to love them. They have more than just MLB globes. They've got world maps and outer space and so much more as well. Make sure to check them out. Click the link in the description down below. Get 10% off by using promo code PWS10.
Yeah, get a MOVA Globe today. The World Globes are awesome to have. Padres MOVA Globe is awesome to have as well. Get it for a desk, get it for yourself, get it for a bookshelf, a nightstand, a work desk, whatever you want to put your MOVA Globe on. Get one today and use our promo code PWS10.
Let's talk about Xander for a couple of minutes. So,
Okay.
again, it's not just one moment. He's had 4 or 5 impactful hits, I would say, over the last 4 or 5 days. We could run through them all if we wanted to. He's also played some good defense. He made an outstanding play today on a ball hit right up the middle over Kolek's head. He also picked a ball really nicely at short. It was either Saturday or Sunday. Like he's made a couple of sound defensive plays. He's had a couple of meaningful hits. He's had also games where he struggled. But it's encouraging. I'm not saying he's turned a corner, but he's certainly been better over the last week, Jim, than where he was the first 3+ weeks of the year.
Today was a fantastic game from Xander. Fantastic. The ball's jumped off his bat today. Hit the ball very hard. 3 RBI on the day. And I think he even had stolen base today too.
Did he?
Yeah. He was 2 for 4.
Oh, there was a double steal with Manning. Double steal with Manning. He was the back runner.
Okay. So yeah, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, a walk and a stolen base. It's really good.
Great day.
I think the last week has been much better for him. Getting those, that home run off his back and then having games where he has multiple RBIs in a game. That's great. It's all about just consistency with him. It's just, can you stay consistent? You have these big games. Can you have these big games and then still remain consistent instead of just kind of disappearing? And so, yeah, I think this series against the Pirates was, for him, a good series. Saturday night, no one was hitting. So 0 for 4 last night, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah,
okay.
nobody. Yeah, you're right.
But, Friday night, he was 1 for 4, 2 runs scored, a walk, a stolen base in that game as well. And then today, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs, stolen base and a walk. And you said defensively, you're right. So can you put more of those types of games together consecutively and be consistent with that? You're going to have your 0 for 4s, but can you bounce back and have 2 for 4s with 3 RBI? Did that today. So that's good.
I do like this idea that, you're going to a hitter's yard. He's very familiar with it. It's bright lights, big stage. We're not asking for the world. We're not saying go hit 3 home runs over the next 3 days. We'd all take it. But, can you be a difference maker? Can you have an impact hit or two in this series? I think that's at least possible. How about Jackson Merrill? Should he return from the IL tomorrow, he will make his Yankee Stadium debut. Because last year, of course, they hosted
the
Yankees. What's that?
If they play.
Yeah, good point. Good point. They might not. You're right. I mean, they might not play tomorrow because of the weather. They hopefully will get these 3 games in over the 3 days. But, Merrill's from the East, grew up in Maryland. New York's not terribly far, probably 3 hours from where he grew up, maybe 3.5 hours, something like that, 4 hours. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited to see Jackson Merrill. It's been too long, Jim. 23 games for Jackson. He can't play more than 139 games this year. He had 3 home runs, had 10 RBIs in 10 games. He's going to be supplanted right in the middle of their lineup. It just makes the lineup look like it should. What you expected it to look like to begin the year. Now you bring in a Campy who's going to get on. I mean, again, I like having Luis Campusano in this lineup. Maybe I'll be proven wrong with that. He hit the ball well in AAA. He hasn't done anything in terms of a hit in his first 2 games. He's walked a million times. I think he lengthens out your lineup a little bit as well. You get Cronenworth back at some point. Maybe this road trip, Jim, according to Kevin Acee, it could be Friday in Colorado. And your lineup's going to look a lot different than it looked, let's say, last Sunday night when the Padres were still without Luis Arraez.
Yeah, much different. It's every time I've seen what Jackson has done down in Arizona and in the minors, it's like, oh, he went 2 for 3, 3 for 4. 2 for 3. Like, okay, he's ready. Like, this is go. And he'll be back tomorrow, which is awesome. So I can't wait for that. I like Campy just because he's this is another bat. I know 3 catchers in the roster, but at least he's another bat. He's a better option to me than Yuli Gurriel ever was. The problem it was position. The position was the problem, not the bat.
Yep.
So if Campy was the same position, it would have been a no-brainer. So yeah, I mean, it's exciting. They definitely and going into Tuesday's game, it was like, what the hell's going on here? And then they've just ripped off 5 in a row. And that is it's a classic Shildt team trait where they play like shit and then immediately go on a run. Like they'll lose 5 in a row and then they'll immediately win 5 of 6 and then win 13 of 17. You're like, okay,
Yeah, they've done that a lot.
It's frustrating at times because you're like, what the F, man? But credit to them, credit to Shildt for, having these like quick turnarounds. Like they have quick turnarounds. They don't like gradually get into like winning streaks. They just like lose 8 of 11, boom, 5-game winning streak. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, under Shildt, it probably hasn't been worse than losing 8 of 11, to your point, this year, because when they had lost 5 straight, they always would rebound. Like, I don't think there's been a lose 9 out of 10 under Shildt. I know there hasn't in these 2 years. Like, they have rebounded off skids pretty quickly, and that includes this year, because now that they've won 5 straight, they're actually, 5-4 in their last 9 and 8-8 in their last 16. And well over 500, by the way, without Jackson Merrill. Because when he left, they were 8-2, I think, and now they're 10 games over. They're 4 games over 500 without Jackson Merrill in 23 games. So whatever that math would be, they played well without Jackson Merrill, and hopefully they play well when he gets back.
So I'm looking at their season last year. They were 38-40. Sorry, 37-40 going into the final game of that Phillies series.
Yeah, when they were a significant underdog.
Yep, and they beat the Phillies 5-2. Manny was like, I'm going to rip my fucking arm off, right?
Yeah.
They then went on, listen to this. They went 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They won 12 of their final 16. Sorry. Yeah, they won 12 of their next 15 games after that.
When they were 37-40, because weren't they 50-50 at one point last year?
Yeah, well, they then lost 4 in a row, or 5 they lost 5 in a row, and they lost 6 of 7 to end the first half last year. But they did rip off I think it was like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of 13. Yeah, 11 of 13. No, sorry.
To start the second half or after that Phillies?
After that Phillies game. And then, of course, we know what happened in the second half. It was 7-0 out of the Cleveland series, out of the Cleveland game, and then they rip off 7 in a row on their road trip.
I went 43-19 after that Cleveland loss.
Yeah.
To finish the year. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, credit Shildt, credit the team. That's I mean, the fact that they were 50-50 and won 93 games tells you that anything can happen in a baseball season, good or bad, even when you're 22-11. But I mean, they were 50-50 and got to 93 wins. This team's 22-11. So, I mean, best case, they can do better than that, obviously, considering this start. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, I do want to get back to the conversation. I also want to remind our viewers about our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. Now is the perfect time to play. You can play and use promo code PODSWRAP, and you can get a free gimme pick and a 50% deposit match. Make sure to use that promo code PADSWRAP by clicking the link in the description down below. What we love about Underdog is it's so simple and easy, and you can play across all sports. So, for example, game 1 of a Eastern Conference semifinal tomorrow, Knicks Celtics, you can play Jalen Brunson, but then you can pair it with Major League Baseball games tomorrow as well. You can take, lowers on Shohei Ohtani if you want to, just to troll. You can play Padres, Yankees. Let's see if that's up as of yet. Padres, Yankees. It is. So you could take, for example, look at this, guys. You're getting 3.45 times if Toddy homers tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. So if you get a Toddy homer, Ohtani lower than 1.5 total bases, and Jalen Brunson higher than 27.5 points, $10 pays 190 on that. $10 pays one. By the way, you can flex that, which means you don't have to get all three right. You can still win money by getting 2 out of 3 right. So, like,
Give me a judge like
yeah,
total bases higher than 1.5. Give me higher.
okay. Now we're up to 336, Jim.
All right.
And to get cute,
Total bases.
I'll take a rise, 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs.
Do it. Give me higher.
And now I'm up to $600.
Let's go.
And to get really cute,
John.
To get really, really, really cute, let's take I don't want to take a Grisham home run, but we can. Let's get weird. A Grisham home run. Now we got $2,800. Sure, you're pissed because Grisham homer, but now you got $2,800 in your $10 bet.
So then give me a Pivetta higher than a half earned run.
Now we're at $5,000. That's all we can win on this $10 wager.
We just made you $5,000, everybody.
You're welcome. $10 pays $5,000, but here's the deal: you don't even have to get them all right. You can still win. You can still win by flexing it. So use promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. And click that link in the description down below.
Dude, if we hit that bet,
dude,
oh my god,
it'd be amazing, right?
Yeah, it'd be incredible. But yeah, download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use our promo code right here, PADSWRAP. Download it with the QR code as well, and start playing. Win some money, guys.
You can win some serious money,
as we just showed you.
I want to show our viewers, Jim, your May the 4th.
Happy May the 4th, everybody. May the 4th be with you.
Completely buried that. Look at what Jim did today.
How you doing? Click on the t-shirt.
Hold on. First of all, you get 25% off today through Spreadshirt.
There we go.
Click the link. Actually, I don't even think I have a link. Maybe click the link. Actually, I'll put a link in. Hold on. When do I click on the t-shirt?
Click on click that one and then click the black t-shirt. There we go. Ooh, there we go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, Jim. Hold on, let me put a link
John
in the chat.
and Jim's Star Wars t-shirt.
Look at that, 25% off everything today only.
Everything.
25% off right now. Support the damn channel. Someone. Are we asking for too much?
Someone.
That much? 25% off. Did you go to see any Star Wars like movies?
No. I did see.
Did you see that whatever movie?
Thunderbolts? Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
How was it?
It was really good.
Who won?
Thunderbolts did. I went to the lot by myself, and I got
There's where I am.
Yeah, I got chicken nuggies with some truffle fries, and I sat by myself in a reclining chair, and I had the time of my life.
You were living the freaking good life, dude.
Yes, I was.
You are living the good. Anyway, we got all kinds of gear. We got May the 4th John and Jim gear. We got J&J gear from our buddy Jeff West. We got John and Jim gear from our buddy Jeff West. 25% off today only. Click that link that I just put in the live chat. I'm going to pin a link down below as well for anyone watching on replay. But you're getting 25% off right now.
Who's that?
Is that this?
No.
What is it?
Who is that?
I don't know. Ewok.
Do you know who Chewbacca is?
Yeah, of course.
Who's Chewbacca?
Star Wars character.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I nailed that. All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night, assuming there's a game. If there's a game, you'll see us tomorrow night on the wrap-up show. Either way, join us at 2 p.m. tomorrow on the John and Jim Show, San Diego Sports 760. We've got a YouTube channel. You can find us on the iHeartRadio app as well. Kevin Acee will be with us before that game starts. Again, 4:05 is the scheduled start time. Kevin will be with us. in either the 2 or 3 o'clock hours. So make sure to join us. Kevin Acee on the show. We'll try to get a guest from a Yankee perspective as well from the Bronx, and we'll be with you tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night if there is a game between the Padres and the Yankees. If you haven't subscribed, what are we, 30 subscribers away? Let's say, yeah. Please subscribe. We are 30 subscribers away from 8,400. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing, we appreciate that. Support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, SeatGeek, MOVA Globes, Underdog Fantasy, Hamul Casino. Pick up some merch. See you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Upcoming schedules of the Yankees. For Jim, I'm John. This has been the Wrap-Up Show. Thanks, guys.
And the Rockies after that.